Welcome to the Feast Life, where we empower you, the modern homeschool mom, to create a life and homeschool you love, one founded on faith, family, freedom, and fun. I'm your host, Julie Ross, creator of the award-winning homeschool curriculum, A Gentle Feast, and a certified Christian life coach. For more information on today's episode and to access my free gift for you, check out thefeastlife.me. Charlotte Mason once said, "Life should be all living, not a mere tedious passing of time." So on this show, we seek to savor the feast of life. Girl, grab your favorite beverage and pull up a chair. You are welcome at this table. Hello, welcome to the Feast Life. Homeschool moms are some of the most giving people I know. We pour into lesson plans, laundry, little hearts, and big emotions, all while trying to hold the home together. But here's the truth we often so forget. You can't pour from an empty cup. When we don't have rhythms in place that nourish us, burnout and exhaustion sneak in. And usually it's not because we're doing something wrong, it's because we're overthinking, over-deciding, and overextending without the simple gift of nourishing habits. Charlotte Mason once said, "Sow an act, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny." And she was right. What we do consistently becomes who we are, and that includes the way we take care of ourselves. So today I'm going to be talking about habits that you can put into practice that will nourish you and fill your own cup, and that will make you a better homeschool mom. Let's dive in. Charlotte Mason put it this way: "There's no sadder sight in the life of a mother who has so used herself up in her children's childhood that she has nothing to give them in their youth. Then when their children come to that most difficult time between childhood and full development, she's nonplussed. And though she may do much for her children, she cannot do all she might if she, as they, were growing. Is there not some need for mother culture? But how is the state of things to be altered? So many mothers say, I simply have no time for myself. I never read a book, or else I don't think it's right to think of myself." They not only starve their minds, but they do it deliberately with a sense of self-sacrifice, which seems to supply ample justification. So as you're planning out your schedule for the year, do you have time on your schedule to nourish your own heart, soul, and mind? And I put body too, your physical person. So we can focus so much on, okay, well, I'm going to work with this kid on phonics and this kid's going to be doing math and figuring out all the schedule for our children, that we forget that we need to be scheduling stuff for ourselves as well. And again, with those rocks, if you don't put it on your schedule, it's not going to happen, because all this other stuff's going to fill up and take up all your time. And you're going to go, oh, wait, like I haven't been nourishing my own heart and mind. I'm pouring from an empty cup here. And maybe that's why I feel so frustrated and overwhelmed. So a few things that have worked for me, and again, play around with this, okay? You might have to try one thing and then in a couple weeks, try something else. So there's not like you're going to get one formula and it's going to work the whole rest of the year, okay? So for me, it was really important for me to wake up before my children and have time to myself before school started. So at the beginning of homeschooling, I would wake up whenever. I had no set wake up time. And usually I would wake up because my kids would be downstairs fighting. And so I'd wake up and I'd come downstairs and I'd be like, "What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's yelling at each other and you go over there, you go over there." Like, just in case you're wondering, that's not a great way to wake up. Most of the time it would put me in a really bad mood. And it would put them in a bad mood too, because we're all frustrated with each other, right? So I was like, okay, I need to set wake up time for myself. So once my kids were like preschool age, I had to start training them. And this is where the habit training comes in that Charlotte Mason talks about. This is how you read a clock. And this is an 8 and 2 zeros. When it has 8 and 2 zeros, you're allowed to come out of your room. Before then, it's mommy's time, And again, the habit training of, oh, does it say 800 on your clock? It doesn't say it on mine. Let mommy walk you back to your room for a couple more minutes. I can't wait to see you in a little bit, right? Was that easy? No. Okay. Building a habit is hard work. Any habit.
Okay, so helping our children build new habits is hard too, but it was worth it because it allowed me time in the mornings to spend time nourishing my, my soul with my quiet time and my coffee. And so that when they woke up, I was like, hey, it's so great to see you guys. I can't wait for school. Rather than, why is everybody fighting down here? And and so it's so important to have that. Now, again, there's seasons in life where you have newborns and things and stuff happens, right? But if you're able to start waking up at a set time every morning and have time for yourself before your children wake up is so important. Now my kids are teenagers and it's like waking the living dead. So, it's only for a season here, people, when you have little people and they want to get up early. So now I have like 2 hours in the morning to myself. I go to the gym, I take a shower, I do all kinds of fun stuff in the mornings. Now I got all this time. Your teen doesn't sleep in. Oh, okay. Well, I guess everybody's different, right? We might need to train them until learn the 8 o'clock rule. Another thing I did when my kids were young was after lunch, they would have room time, quiet time. Most of them stopped taking naps at around age 3. So we just called it quiet time. Then once they went up to quiet time, the first thing I would do was I would set a timer for 15 minutes and I would light a candle. I would make myself some tea and I would have my own little personal tea time. Just 15 minutes, people. Why did I have to set a timer for 15 minutes? Because my mind could think of 50 million things I should be doing right then rather than reading, right? It's like, you got to load the dishwasher. You got to do laundry. You got to call the doctor back. Like, that stuff's still going to be there. Again, if the rock is, I'm going to spend some time in my day to nourish myself. Taking that small chunk, the rest magically still got done, right? That 15 minutes didn't like throw our house into disarray for the rest of the day. Or it might be like at the end of the day, right? I'm going to stop watching Netflix or scrolling on my phone right before I go to bed. I have a goal where I try to read a chapter before I go to bed every night. So I literally leave a book on my pillow when I make my bed. So I can't go to sleep at night until I read something because the book's right there. Now, do I do it every day? No, I'm not that great and that consistent, but it's building that habit. So look at your schedule and schedule it in. Don't wait for magical unicorns to come from the sky and give you an extra 30 minutes in your day to spend on yourself. It's not going to happen, people. Okay. You have to make that a priority and make a plan for it. So again, that's part of this routines and these habits. Our brains like things that are easy. If it's hard, our brain goes, never mind. So if you wake up in the morning and you are training your children and you have this time for yourself and you have to go, find your Bible and find your journal and find your pen and, make the coffee and do these things, you're not going to do it. It's too many steps. It's too hard. So you want it to be easy. So, have a little space where you keep all of your mommy morning time or mommy soul care books or whatever you want to call it, right? Have a little space that's yours. So it's easy. You're not trying to make time to try to find everything. And you can make that practice. Yeah, sorry, Danielle. If you have those magical unicorns at your house, let me know because I don't have those in my house. They give me all the time that I want. So again, that's a rock you might not have thought of when you're planning out your priorities because it's so easy to focus. I mean, we're so nurturing, right? We have all these goals for everybody else in our lives and we make priorities for nurturing them. And we forget that we have to nurture ourselves first. So I encourage you to make that one of your rocks and to put that into your daily schedule, or maybe it's your weekly schedule. Okay, I'm going to go to this weekly Bible study, or I'm going to do this weekly, whatever hiking thing with some friends, like whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a daily thing, but daily really does make it possible. Yeah. And with a newborn, I listened to a lot of podcasts while I was nursing. So that was my soul care, mind care. I couldn't schedule it. It was around, when the baby needed to eat, but, thinking outside the box, I think really helps. So again, that's why it's so important to know your outcome. So my outcome is I want to motivate my children to be lifelong learners. I have to be a lifelong learner myself. How can I schedule that in and make it happen? It's going to change in different seasons. Again, it might not look the same this year as it did last year. It might not look the same next year as you're going to try to do this year. You might have something that works for a month and then you like, okay, that's not working. So kind of being willing to adapt. All right, so think through how in your day are you going to build the habit of nourishing yourself? So this was Charlotte Mason's schedule. So in the bold are the ways that Charlotte Mason was nourishing herself. Now, Charlotte Mason didn't have kids, so we're all just going to take a little bit and realize we're not Charlotte Mason, okay? So don't need to copy this. But it's important to think through, again, how are you going to schedule this? So she did so many amazing things, right? Like writing 6 volumes of educational philosophy. And if you've read them, you know how brilliant this woman is, right? And running this whole school and having a magazine that she edited and writing volumes of poetry based on the Gospels. Like, I mean, she did, and she was traveling and doing speeches. I mean, she did so many amazing things. How did she do all this, right? And grow her own mind in a way that she could write volumes of education philosophy, right? She spent a lot of time nourishing herself. So during breakfast, she would read her Bible and do her devotions. Then she would take a break in the middle of this work block from 9 to 1. And for 20 minutes, she would do light reading like the newspaper. And then she would spend 10 minutes reading a classic author. And I love this because we feel like we need like an hour block of time to like read a book, right? No, just a little 10 minutes. Like I was telling you with my little 15-minute personal tea time. These little chunks, these little seeds of ideas that we are planting in ourselves add up to a full life, just like they do for our children, right? So these short little lessons and the ideas that we do for them, but it's important to do that for ourselves too. If you read a classic author for 10 minutes every day for an entire year, it's going to change you as a person, right? Then during lunch, she would read a travel biography book. That sounds like fun, right? Then this is crazy, y'all. She spent 2 hours every day out in nature. Again, she didn't have, household chores like we did when kids and running people to soccer and stuff like that. But even when she was really sick towards the end of her life, she would have someone take her out in a carriage and ride her around rainy, cold England because it was a priority for her. So she scheduled it from 2 to 4. This is what I'm doing. It's a non-negotiable. Something can come up, but this is what's happening. And then after dinner, she would read for an hour of her favorite novel. So again, we're not Charlotte Mason here. But my point in showing you this is to take away the importance of scheduling the things that are going to feed your heart and soul and mind. So for me, I don't spend 2 hours every day out in nature. Okay, it's hot here, y'all. So if I can spend an hour a week out in nature, I am very proud of myself, not just with my kids, but like by myself. So if I can go for 2 30-minute walks a week, I'm very proud of myself. Some weeks it's more than that, some weeks it's not, but that's my priority. I haven't scheduled these are the days I'm taking a 30-minute walk. Here's when I'm going to do it. For you, it might be, okay, I'm going on this nature walk by myself this Saturday during this 12-week term. This might be the only time I can get away by myself for these 12 weeks, but it's important to me that I nourish my own heart, soul, and mind. So I need to be out in nature too. I need to be modeling that. So I'm going to find a babysitter, ask my husband to watch the kids this Saturday. And this Saturday, I'm going to this park, and you put it on the calendar. Okay. Then things will actually happen. It's not just an idea or a wish. All right. So how can you schedule your routines to make these goals happen? Like we were talking about earlier.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Let's wrap up with some key takeaways. Number 1, habits shape identity on autopilot. The thoughts and feelings that you regularly have determine your actions, and those actions can become habits, and those habits become your character. When you choose one nourishing habit and repeat it, you're not just changing a routine, you're becoming the kind of mom who keeps promises to herself. Number 2, start small, snowball steadily. Pick one habit for 30 days. Create small wins that create momentum, the snowball effect, making it easier to add the next right habit later. Number 3, design your habit to succeed, automatic habit style. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Number 4, if you are stopping a habit, replace it. To break an unhelpful loop, make it invisible, undesirable, difficult, and unsatisfying. And number 5, mother culture isn't optional, it's fuel. Charlotte Mason reminds us that a mother who continues to grow gives her child a richer education. Guard simple rhythms like reading, praying, journaling, movement as essentials, not extras in your homeschool week. You'll never change your life overnight, but you can change it in the next 30 days with one simple nourishing habit. Pick it, track it, celebrate it. The reward isn't a gold star, it's the confidence of becoming a woman who keeps promises to herself. And that, dear friend, will ripple into every part of your homeschool. Thanks so much for listening. Hey there, Julie Ross here. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like this show, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a positive review in iTunes. This really does help people learn about the podcast. And each month I will pick a winner to receive a free gift. Don't forget to check out all the free resources we created for you at thefeastlife.me. Thank you.